Hey guys, it's Kadeja with ThisIsRnB.com, and today we are in for a treat. We are here with one of the most talented duo around, Chuck Harmony and Claude Kelly, better known as Louis York. Guys, welcome, welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
hey, thanks for having us, man.
Yes,
It's about
yes,
it's about time.
it's about damn time.
About time.
Yes.
What's good?
I'm so excited to have you guys here today. I know that you guys are always constantly busy. You're on the road right now, on tour with Tamia, which we're going to jump into that and very quickly and very soon. But first, I just want to talk about, you guys have been around for a while now. You've worked with some heavy, heavy major hitters from Rihanna to Whitney Houston to Jasmine Sullivan, Bruno Mars. I mean, and the Shandellas, your group.
hmm
How does that feel when you hear the world responding to your music through other artists?
I mean, to me, that's like the gift that keeps on giving, right? So,
Mm.
I mean, there's the music that we do for ourselves. We're a band, but then there's this whole other extension of our creativity that we can help others, help our friends, get to where they want to get, help them tell their stories, apply what we know to help them, elevate their careers, and that's just a whole nother superpower. I think that we're lucky enough to have, we're blessed enough to have, and so really, when I think artists come to us because um, they want something that's like a game changer,
Yeah.
a level up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like they want to shake the world and let people know that like I'm here and take me seriously. And so the fact that we get to be that for so many other artists as well, the ones you named and so many more, means that the Louis York, the Chuck and Claude sound and impression is in a lot of different places in the world, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, you've worked with it's endless. I feel like is there ever a time where you're just kind of like now have you guys have reached this level of success where you're like, okay, yeah, I want to work with you today, or like I want to work with this artist, like let's reach out. Like how do these collaborations come about?
Yeah, we're definitely at the point where we're way more particular about who we work with because we just want to keep dropping bombs on the world. So that takes a certain caliber of artists. But we are artist friendly, you know what I'm saying? We are musicians first and we're artist friendly. And so if people come around that has a gift, then our brains get to start working, and then we usually come up with something for them as well. So we kind of run the gamut, man. God has really blessed us to for our creativity to stay at 100% this
Yeah.
whole time. It's never went down, and so we want to be good stewards of that. So we use it as much as we can.
Yes, yes. And you guys had your own podcast for a while,
Mhm.
which we hope you can will continue to bring it back and keep blessing us with all these incredible artists who are your friends, that we
Mhm.
admire and love and hearing their stories and you guys just talk about, your meetings with them. But you spoke with Kirk Franklin, and you
Mhm.
asked him like, how was it that like how he kind of got started and how he had that hunger and drive, and how he's able to continue up with that, now as he's had so much success. So I'm going to turn that question on you. How are you guys able to keep up with the stamina? Everything that is, so demanding of this industry and everything that you're constantly doing in all of the genres that you're touching.
Listen, Kadeja, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't damn know because we got a lot on our plate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are ambitious. But I think that's what it is. I think we're ambitious. Chuck
Mhm.
and I, we don't get comfortable. We don't get lazy ever. First of all, just because we love music as a our career, we don't waste a single day. But we just have so many dreams. Like I feel like even though it might seem like we've done so much in our minds, we've done so little.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's so many things we want to do, so many kinds of songs, so many kinds of artists. We got our eyes on film scoring right now. We want to start really digging into movies and not just the soundtrack side, but also the actual film scoring of the movies themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so with all the dreams we have in our head, it's hard to slow down.
Yeah.
I mean, our challenge this last couple of years has been to take a break, like when we're not good at it. We're not good at stopping. And I know for health and all kind of things, you're supposed to take a break, but we're so overly ambitious and so hands-on that it's hard to stop when you love what you do, and what you do really has the power to shift things. So even when we're tired, it's just a pleasure to do it. So we're like Energizer bunnies with the whole situation. We can't stop.
Yeah, and we could see that, you know, we can hear it in your music, your actual music, and then music that you create with other artists, and your Weirdo workshop. Like, can we talk about that? How did that come about, and what made you guys be so ambitious, decide, I'm gonna do this?
Well, me and Claude, we really needed a place to house all of our creativity. You know, the music business is a big business, but inside the business, you can get stuck in a box. You can get stuck doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so we didn't want that to be our legacy. We didn't want that to be our career. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so part of that is being trailblazers. And sometimes when you a trailblazer, not everybody's going to get it right away. So we wanted to start Weirdo Workshop so we can be able to build ourselves without the input of everybody, without the input of all the A&Rs telling us when and when we can't release music, or what kind of songs we should be doing. So we kind of wanted to be trailblazers in that way. So we started Weirdo Workshop, and we wanted to house other people that we think the world should hear, like the Shindellas, like a Kim Nicky, like a Avery Wilson, all of those things through the Weirdo Workshop brand. That was part of it from the get-go. We wanted to introduce new voices, or underserved voices, to the masses.
Yes, and we are so glad you did, because the artists that you just mentioned are phenomenal. We love them here at ThisIsRnB.com. And, you know, talking about being a trailblazer, you guys have created your own genre, the New American Soul genre. Tell us what that means. And you know, I've seen and heard what you've said about it, but we want to hear it here on ThisIsRnB.com. Like, what does that mean to you?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I feel like we had to create a name for a genre for us, because some of the things we would hear when we would play our songs for people is always, yo, this is amazing, this is crazy, but what genre is it? And it's to really piss us off. It still pisses us off, because there's this suggestion that if you're doing Black music, then it should all sound the same, and it should all be just one kind of R&B or one kind of hip hop. And I know everyone, This Is R&B, I know you know, because you report on it all, but that's not the case.
Right.
But you have to differentiate yourself so people know that there are other things to listen to besides the same 5 songs over and over and over again, right? So it's a combination of a lot of sounds that we're heavily influenced by. Obviously, Chuck's from East St. Louis, I'm from New York, so you get those 2 huge worlds of music right alone. But then it's all the stuff we've learned from working with pop stars, you know, like Rihanna and Miley Cyrus, and major songwriters and producers like Max Martin and Neo and Akon and Dr. Luke and all these kind of people we work with. But then we actually started this thing in Nashville. Weirdo Workshop is in Nashville, so you have that rootsy, soulful, Southern soul, country, gospel thing to it too. And when you combine all that stuff, it's not really one sound. It felt like it needed a new title. And so New American Soul, it's not new wave, it's not, you know what I mean? It's a new thing, but it is American soul music. So New American Soul.
Yeah. It's new and familiar at the same time. You know, it touches every genre. It combined in one, and that's what your sound is. You know, it can't be defined, and I love that you gave it a definition. You know, so many times people are like, that's not what it is, but okay, since you want to call it that, I'm gonna let you just call it that. So I appreciate that, and I applaud you on that. And let's talk about your song with Tamia. You guys are currently on tour, 3 Little Words, and that has been continuously gaining traction, this love ballad. How did that come about, and why was it important to put it out? Like, what was the message behind it, and like the motivation?
Well, Tamia, we've collaborated with Tamia for a long time now, and so some of my favorite songs in my discography are Tamia songs that I've done, and so
Yeah.
Lipstick. Come on, Lipstick is
yeah,
my
yeah,
joint.
yeah.
Go
It's not
on.
and lipstick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Claude did "Beautiful Surprise," which
Yeah,
is
come on.
one of
There's some bops in there.
And so when we were putting together the project songs with friends, she was actually one of the first people that we called. And
Mm.
Yeah.
and the good part about Tamia is that it really, especially with everybody on this project, but with Tamia specifically, there's a mutual respect musically. It's not like we did a song for her because the label put us together to do a song for
Right,
her.
right.
We kind of got this relationship. I was a Tamia fan, like
Same,
officially Missing You was my jam,
same,
and like
same.
all of her stuff. Like I was a fan, and I think that as we released music together and separately,
Mhm.
she became a fan of ours, and so there's this mutual respect when we're in the room together, and so Three Little Words was about us capturing that on a recording. And I think when people hear the recording of Three Little Words, they hear the chemistry of three musicians. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
that's what we wanted. And the live element is something that we stress with all the artists. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we're doing duets is because we want to do this thing live, because the real best kept secret about me and Claude is that we are better performers than we are producers and
Yeah,
songs. We
yeah.
definitely are. You know what I'm saying? But people don't know that because
Yeah.
our discography is so vast that they
It
just,
is very vast.
you know what I'm saying?
It's bad.
It is very vast.
But you get us on the stage and people, you know what I'm saying? People really see the magic that is Chuck Harmony and Claude Kelly, also known as Louis Short.
Yes.
And let me add to that as well, that
Oh, go
a
for
lot
it.
of this does come with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, right?
Mhm.
Because I do feel like in certain ways Chuck and I are slept on for our musical skill, especially in terms of live performance. So there's no one that plays piano like Chuck. And
I would agree.
and there's lots of great singers, but there's no one that sounds like me.
Not at all.
So the combination is crazy. But then the people that we've chosen to do the songs with, for instance, Tamia being the first, are people that, in my opinion, don't get enough respect for how amazing they are.
I would agree.
Tamia doesn't necessarily need us to help champion her. She's awesome all on her own, but if we're keeping it real, she's one of the best and most consistent singers in the business still today. Go see her live right now, and it's the
Right.
same vocals that she was doing when she put out "You Put a Move in My Heart." So the whole move is like, please fall in love with this song. Please fall in love with the musicality and the story, but also put some respect on everybody who's presenting this to you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Same for Anthony Hamilton. Same
Yes.
for Jessie J.
Mhm.
Same for like these. Everyone said, no, they're amazing. They're amazing. I'm like, well, let's act like it then. When
Yes.
award seasons come and when tribute time comes and giving people their flowers times come, let's make sure that they're in the conversation, because they are great and they're still working, and they're working at top level still.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. You said it best. I mean, that's so true. And all the artists that you mentioned, we're fans of, like, and just growing up on their music. And wow, it's one of those things where I want to ask you this, where how you said that it puts a chip on your shoulder because people kind of, we're at a day and age where it's like one hit wonders. No matter how incredible you are, it's like if you're not trending on TikTok or some type of social media platform, it doesn't matter. And if it's like, okay, you're trending now for a month and now you're gone, what is your best next piece? Like, how does that, what do you think we can do as consumers? How do we not dispose of our incredible, like, treasures, like how do we keep it going? And I also feel like this is a two-part question, as far like, even with the labels, and people being independent artists, they know who they are, but how do they find their sound where it connects with the audience without being so trendy, if that makes sense? Like,
Man, that's a really good question.
yeah.
And I struggle with that question a lot because there are always people doing amazing things.
Right.
God never stopped making talented people. I actually think people are more talented now. Like when I'm on
Yeah.
TikTok, all I see is talent. All I see is
Yeah.
these Jasmine, Tori Kelly, and Jessie J runs from everywhere in the world.
Yes.
I don't think it's a talent thing. I think it's about raising the standard of the platforms to where we can separate greatness. You know, it's like the NBA. Like there's still like there's a lot of people that can play basketball, but there's only one Steph Curry. There's only one LeBron James, and there's only, you know what I'm saying. And so as it relates to, and we do it, and I'm saying that. But we do it we do a good job of that with the Taylors and the Beyoncés and the people that's already established. But I'm saying for the new generation, we have to raise the standard of quality so we can separate. We gotta separate. There should be and I'm indie right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're a workshop, and there really should be a real separation between professional and you know what I'm saying, but it's not. It's all just one big mosh posh, and so people get lost in that, and that's the problem. Like, we gotta make sure that the real talent don't get lost in the game of it.
Yeah.
And to answer the second part of the question, I feel like the missing link. I'm gonna tie this back to what we're doing because I think this is a big part of why what our mission is. But the missing link are the level of people that are true tastemakers, are true artist development aficionados, who understand how to help direct and execute plans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who have not just an idea, but a vision. And it takes people that are not just sitting in an office with a cool title, which a lot of people at record labels are, a lot of people who have companies are, but people that understand, because they understand musically how to help an artist get to and talk to an artist and get there, and also have vision to say, but as a fan, what would I want to see, and how would I want to be talked to, and what kind of singles would I need in the world we live in right now. So a lot of what made me a Start Weirdo workshop, not just for Louis York, but especially for the Shindellas,
Incredible.
But the purpose was not just to create a girl group, but to create a business model, a development hub where a girl group like that could have a shot. Who are not 19 years old, who have something to say besides the simpler things. And no disrespect to some of the songs out there.
Yeah, of course.
Want to explore what it's like to be a woman in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and up and like that, and talk about that and express themselves. But that stuff takes a little more time sometimes. And it also takes musical visionary leaders to do that. And there have been examples along the way, but we haven't really highlighted that as a cool thing to do in the music business. Everyone wants to be the record label. Everyone wants to be the label head and the superstar. But the people that move the needle are the Suzanne DePasses. And with all due respect to Pebbles, like she was the #1 artist who knew what it was like to be an artist. And then you can take part in a 3-girl group. Look, even if it doesn't work out in the end, even if, and oftentimes it does in our business, you need people, babyface, they're musicians. They can say, okay, here's how to make it musically make sense and business make sense. And that's where I think me and Chuck have a lot of kind of unique ability, because we've worked with the biggest artists and the smallest artists. So we can say, well, here's what we learned from sitting with Whitney Houston and Celine Dion. And here's what it's like to literally be a brand new artist trying to break. And here's how we can give you the right songs to get there. Here's how much time it's going to take. Here's how aware you should be of your business, all that stuff. That middle area is what makes superstars.
Yeah.
You don't get Beyonce without all the super creative / business people, like her parents, like the producers that were around her, like her fellow group members. You need to have that community of people that's telling you to go sit down sometimes and you're doing too much. And also tells you, now you got to get out there on stage. Don't, you push them out of the nest. And I don't see a lot of that, but I know Chuck and I were like, well, we can do that. And we can make that difference first for ourselves, and then for the Shindellas, Avery Wilson, everyone that we're working with, Kim Nicky. So that's the missing link, is the truth, not just gatekeepers, but tastemakers.
I like that. Tastemakers. That's what's missing. The tastemakers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people ain't got no taste. I'm telling you, really ain't got no taste. Gotta have style. You gotta have a flair. Someone's gotta be.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I agree. There's not a lot of no's out there. It's a lot of yes.
There's a lot of
yes. There's a lot of yes. And it's like, that's not what we need right now.
That's not what we need. We need some no's, man.
We need some no's, some common ground. we need real artistry, real artists. There's so many, like you said, so many talented people, so many dope, incredible artists that are just not getting the due and the credit that we believe they deserve. And that's why companies like ThisIsRnB are around and why we're thriving, because we want to just shed light on incredible artists like yourselves.
And we love y'all. We love y'all.
Thank you.
Literally, y'all keep the torch lit and alive for us and for a lot of artists. And trust me, you may not realize it, but it means the world to musicians out there. You probably don't get that as much as you probably deserve, but those of you who are working tirelessly to spread the word and to show us love, it does mean a lot. It does. We work with artists ourselves, included with the Shindellas and lots of other artists. And sometimes when you're feeling low and you're not sure what the hell's going on, and then you see ThisIsRnB repost something or share it, God knows what reason, but you're like, that's that sign I need to keep on going, or to keep on trying, or to post today if I don't feel like being social. All that stuff matters.
And you should celebrate the wins, because R&B is winning. You know what I'm saying? We have legacy artists in stadiums, and we have new artists in stadiums. You know what I'm saying? It's winning, and so you should celebrate, and you and your company should celebrate that win, because y'all were keeping alive to a lot of when it wasn't winning. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yes, thank you. And, I appreciate that. We all appreciate it. And other platforms, I know they definitely appreciate it as well. And just speaking how you were talking about when you're feeling low, and just love it, again, that you created your own sound and your own genre, because you tap into the gospel with Alone a Lot with Anthony Hamilton. I just feel like perfect timing, perfect segue into that song. And it's, I would say that it's not a traditional gospel song, but it has a meaning. And I think a lot of people can be turned off by certain inspirational or uplifting music, because they just kind of peg it as one thing. But you guys are geniuses that you are. You flip it around and make it where we're all welcome to receive the that you have. And I just love it, and it's beautiful. And I love that you guys have been reposting things that people have been, people maybe who didn't know who you guys were, and now they discovered your song and they're just putting it out there because it's touched their soul. And that's what your music does. And I know that you guys have so much more in the works for us. And we know that you're busy. You're on tour. Really quickly, can you just tell us how tour life is going and what can people expect?
Well, me and Claude, we're always doing shows, so you can always expect us in the city, big or small, with celebrity or not. We're gonna be in your city where there's a piano and where there's a microphone in a city. We're doing that because that is part of our message. Like Claude said, that's part of our the chip on our shoulder. We want to show people that we are performers. We are like the great that we aspire to be. We are those. You know what I'm saying? And so that's it. I mean, tour life for anybody is challenging. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something, that's a hump you got to get over. You got to get people in the seats, but when you're dedicated to making that your mission, to touching people in a musical way and giving them musical experiences, it's well worth it. So we are on our way, man. We were up 7 o'clock this morning in the car talking about the next steps for the live portion of Louis York, and it's exciting.
Yes, it's exciting.
International exciting.
It's very exciting.
And we like to surprise people, so you might see us pop up with Anthony Hamilton in some places. Yeah. You might see us pop up with Jesse in some places. You might see us pop up with the next artist we're working with, because we have a new song coming on April 12th.
With PJ Morton.
Oh, no, I did not know that. You just put it on. There we go.
Exclusive.
Actually, I think you just got the exclusive, because we're about to announce it, but now you know.
3 weeks. Yeah.
Yes, we are so excited. Can you tell us the title?
It's called Puppet Strings.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh my gosh, that's gonna be a good one. That is,
and it's crazy.
I can imagine. I can imagine. And we are so excited for everything that you guys are doing. We just love and support everything that you do. Guys, if you haven't already, go and discover these guys. And before we go, before we go, how can they get in contact with you? How can the viewers stay connected with you guys?
Yes. Okay. So it's Louis York Music everywhere. I'm talking about we're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. And literally the link is in our bio to get all the music, all the videos, all the merch, all the tour information. It's all there. And follow us, talk to us. YouTube, of course, because we post a lot of content on the fly, things where we're at and what we're doing. But we actually want to talk to our people. We want to find our tribe. So follow and chat with us at Louis York Music everywhere.
And also weirdoworkshop.com and wesoundcrazy.com.
Yeah, I was gonna say before we gotta shout out the podcast. We Sound Crazy, because it's been an unexpected blessing for us. Like, it's a whole new platform. People get to hear and see us with our boys Billionaire and Timon Bacon. And you see, we talked to like the Isley Brothers.
Yes.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, FW. I mean, everybody. Like, we're geeking out. We're fanning out. We're fanboying in the actual interview.
Yeah.
But we gotta shout it out because it's been a platform to, like you, celebrate our important legends and artists that are in the game. And there'll be some new surprises coming, some new R&B coming out of that collaboration as well soon too.
Awesome. Yes, we are excited for it. We love it. We love everything that you're doing. You're touching every part of the world with your music in your, new American soul genre. And we cannot wait to see movie scores done by you guys, because we can feel it. We can feel it. We're putting that out there. God has blessed you guys, and he's going to continue. And we are going to be watching from the sidelines and just cheering you guys on. Guys,
thank you.
We appreciate you. We'll see you next time on ThisIsRnB.com. Take care.
Until next time.